Okay, friends, we are here on the west coast. We are near La Jolla and we are exploring the tide pools. I am not using my gimbal because I need to pay attention to where I'm walking and stuff. So the area around the tide pools can be very slippery. If you see this kind of goldish tan and that black stuff, it's very slippery. So I have on my Alaska shoes, great for waterproof and slippery surfaces, but you still need to be careful. Walking very slowly and carefully across the rocks so that if you slip, you can catch yourself with your other secure foot. You definitely do not go like rock jumping over here because it is very slimy. So the tide is still receding. Low tide is at 12:58. Hello, Lois. Thank you for the heart knee. And then I think, oh yeah, I have a perfume goal up there. But I'm just reminding, I'm not asking. Hello, Lois. Oh, there's a guy, he caught a wave for just a short time. So we're going to be looking at the tide pools. My husband and I were here probably an hour and a half, and we're exploring. And down here you can see some of the tide pools, but this area is difficult to get to, like impossible actually. But we did see some other areas where we could see anemones and sea creatures, but you could see there's some deep pools. The water washes up and then the critters get stuck. And then the tide comes in and they can escape. So look at these houses though, right on the beach. There's also rentals, like these are apartments. I thought that was a dog in the window, but I think it's a stuffed animal. Honey, look at that. Is that a real dog or a stuffed animal? You see it? I think it's a stuffed animal. That's funny. Yeah, in that house is right on the water. Oh, thank you for the Go Popular. Okay, so I'm going to be paying attention to where I'm walking because I don't want to slip on the slime. So we were finding random little crabs, hermit crabs. There's tons of sea snails. We saw some anemone. Walk back in that area, see what we can find. The water is still receding, so we're still not even at low tide yet. I saw a crab wash up. It was just the legs. The rest of it was ripped away. So let's look down in this crevasse and you can see water washes up. Ooh, thanks for sharing, Lois. The water washes up, and if you look closely just in this general area, you can see crabs running around. There's one on this greenish heart-shaped rock right there. I'm gonna walk out on this peninsula and see what we could see. If you look right here, there's an anemone. It's right here. See this sunny part? There's the bee right there. You can see the little tentacles. Right here. But let me zoom back out because it doesn't focus very well. And you could see the anemone. Welcome, welcome. Thanks you guys for coming in. We are at the tide pools in La Jolla. The weather is perfect. I'm wearing shorts and a t-shirt. There are surfers out there waiting to catch a wave. And honestly, this is the first time my husband and I have come to the tide pools. I've been to the ones down in Ocean Beach, but not over here in La Jolla. So you can see, this is about 20 feet down, but the water washes up in here, and then the creatures can get stuck, but then they get out again when the tide rises. Okay, let's look down in this little crevasse and see what we see. There's a lot of barnacles, crabs, sea snails. And I see some lichen on the side of the rock right here. Here comes some waves, so you see the water washing up. So I did have it posted that I would start around 12 when the tide is still going out. So I decided I'll just start a little bit early because my husband and I already explored. And there are, like, see these weird structures? It's like it's man-made, but I read on this plaque up by the sidewalk that there are some grinding holes from the Kumeyaay, which are the natives that were indigenous to this area. So they likely would come down here and create some of these, and then as the smaller indentation is there, then the water comes and erodes it more. This is cool. Look at this little horseshoe looking thing, and there's like a little teeny waterfall. Today we are at the Pacific Ocean. And we are exploring the tide pool. Oh my gosh, the weather is perfect. Look at that surf. Oh, somebody get it? Nope, not yet. So the tide is still going out. This area I really want to explore, but it's impossible. It's about 15 feet if you jump across this. It's about 20 feet if you fall. And on the other side, there's oh yeah, it isn't chilly here. I'm wearing shorts and a t-shirt. I am wearing closed-toed shoes. Whoop. I was about to leave the house in like my typical beach shoes, but then I read that you should wear closed-toed shoes and something with grip for the slimy parts, because there's like seagrass and whatever, and so it can be very slippery when you're stepping, which the last time I really went to like tide pooling was probably 30 or more years ago, and I didn't remember that part. So imagine in these holes over here, oh, there must be some cool stuff. We did see a fish in one of the crevices. He was desperately trying to get away from the anemone. Let's look down in here again. And then we'll look right here. We saw a guy going into the surf earlier, and he had his ankle all taped up with duct tape. I told my husband, well, he's not giving up. He must have injured his ankle, but he's got it wrapped with the appropriate medical care. And it was duct tape. Okay, let's move to another section. There's a gentleman drinking his coffee at one of these rentals. Oh, I'm going in and out? Yeah, because I'm at the beach, so maybe it's trying to connect to somebody's Wi-Fi. I'll turn off my Wi-Fi, and then we'll see it just go by cell service. And the cell service is only 2 bars right here, which is kind of weird, but we'll just go for it. So I'm thinking I'll stream until about 12:30. That will be a good amount of time. And you see there's stairs right up to the beach. And it says private community, so that means the community where the people live. Probably renting the apartments or condos. There's a guy out here fishing, and he stuck his fish in one of the holes where the seawater is, I suppose, so he can keep them fresh until he leaves. Here comes a helicopter. Welcome, welcome. We are here at the tide pools in La Jolla. So this part up here is sandy. So it's rocks, water, sand, all like in a small area. There's a guy fishing. So here I'll show you, there's a bunch of little sea snails along this edge. Those are sea snails. And even up here, the water is kind of coming in and out. And this is kelp. Kelp is a type of seaweed, and they actually make things out of kelp that they put in your food. If you look up a company, it used to be based here in San Diego called Kelco. They made a lot of seaweed products, and kelp is a type of seaweed. I am not using my gimbal today because I want to have the phone closer to me, so it might be a little bumpy, and then have to pay attention to where I'm walking because of the slippery rock, sand on the rocks, then it can be slippery. It's getting crowded now. I'm going to show you this crevice over here. This is pretty cool. And then you can see where the water comes up. Oh, let me see. We've got a flash goal, so let me start that. Oh, three perfumes from 3 different people. Oh, here comes some, is it pelicans or seagulls? Pelicans. I think it was pelicans. There's 2 birds that look similar that I always get confused. But this is cool. Look how the water comes in and out. Thank you for the heart me. Hey Retro, how's it going? There is a flash bowl, and it is perfumes. So if you're interested in that, and I might not be watching the screen endlessly because I'm watching where I'm walking. If you look here along the edge of these rocks, those are sea snails and barnacles. So if you're not sure what tide pools are, see this pool of water? That is a tide pool. Each of these little tiny crevices with water in them, those are all tide pools. I guess it gets its name because when the tide is high, it fills with water and water creatures. And then when the tide is low, you can go and explore the tide pools. Oh, as a matter of fact, we're going to go to this one because I think there's an anemone in there. Oh, look at this doorway. This is from this house. Access direct to the beach. And there's a seat. And my husband pointed it out. You want to be on the camera pointing out, demonstrating how the seat works. See, this is what I get to live with. Amazing, right? He's so funny. He makes me laugh every day. But he doesn't usually prefer to be on camera. He volunteered that. Okay, so let's go to this tide pool. And again, you have to be very gentle and slow because you will slip on the slimy black stuff like that. Slimy. Okay, let's go check out this tide pool here. So you can see these look like rocks, but these are little snails. And then there's barnacles, rocks. Yay, thank you for the perfume. Thank you guys for the gifts. I'm watching where I'm walking so that you don't get to see me do a slide on the stuff. Okay, so if you look right here, there's an anemone. Right here, under my finger. An anemone is a little sea creature that is a, oh, I just saw something else. It is, I'm distracted by these other things. Anemone are those little round things you see that has tentacles. kind of a clear, but let me zip my. Look at this thing. That looks like another kind of a critter, like from Lake. Lost or something. There's a little tiny crab swimming along right here. We are at the Pacific Ocean. All of these are barnacles. These are tide pools. Where there's a crabs on the rock right here. Thank you guys for hanging out with me, checking out the tide pools. Oh, I see a giant anemone here in the crevice. Am I pointing in the right place? Right here, in the crevice of the rock. Right here. See this rock right here? Right down there. See that anemone? I know.
You know, we can
Probably get to that. Let's try it. Oh, I want to show you these critters in this hole. They look like from Land of the Lost. See those little pivots right here? And isn't that crazy?
They look like
Yeah. Here's one really right here.
yeah, so those are back from the early time.
There's an anemone in there too. Did I show you before? Yeah.
That's pretty gray.
Yeah. Look at this moss. That looks cool. All right, let's try. Yeah. Let's try to get to that anemone. So you can see here what I'm walking on. There's sea snails, water slime. So we are getting to low tide. Low tide is at 12:58, and right now it's 12:12. So I plan on being live until about 12:30, and then we'll play it by ear. you. Down right at the water line. And we're gonna try to see this anemone. Anemone. Doo, 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 doo. Anemone. Oh! Do you see it?
Fighting crab.
I'm gonna get up there in case the water comes. What is that red thing? Oh, it looks like it's just trash. At first I thought it might be a Garibaldi. I know they're not red, but... Where is that other anemone we saw? I'm wearing my Alaska shoes. Yes! Here comes the water. That's okay, I'm up on a rock. We have towels in the car. Worst case, my shoes get wet. There we go. But it's better not to run and panic, or for sure you're gonna slip and fall. I didn't want to panic and run. Thank you, sir. That's okay.
So I'm going to show you, there was another snail. Right between this big rock and the little rock.
Oh, okay. Oh, I see it. We're fighting against the waves, though. Okay. There is another anemone right under this rock. Whoop. And here comes the water. Whoop. Oh, look at the seagrass growing on here. Okay, it's supposed to be low tide. What's going on? Poseidon didn't listen.
I think like low tide might be done. These waves are getting higher and higher.
Yeah. Look at this. That looks cool. All right, we are going to venture to higher ground because the tide chart may have been a slight bit off because the tide seems to be coming in. Oh, that's smart. I should have done that.
So let's head into all these pools
Okay.
carefully.
I thought I saw an urchin. I thought I saw a sea urchin, but maybe not. What's interesting is those clumps of stuff. Like, I know it looks like broken shells, but why are they sticking there?
What is keeping them there?
That is very interesting. Okay, bear with me. I'm going to try to get to these other areas. These are tide pools. We are on the Pacific Ocean, exploring these tide pools. Thank you, baby. It did not look slippy. Thank you for saving me. I don't see anything magnanimous, but the whole thing is pretty amazing.
It's beautiful.
Look under the rock there. See all those mussels kind of gripped on there?
There's all sorts of stuff there.
Yeah.
Why are there all these like silver speckles all over the place? You see that? Maybe it's just reflection. Maybe it's just wet rock.
Maybe.
But within the pink, I see all these like silver little sparkles.
It looks like it is the water.
Oh, here comes a good one.
You know what's weird about these shoes? My feet got completely soaked, but right now they don't even feel wet.
See here.
Isn't that weird? Oh, look at the waves. All right. Shall we try to go back up towards the shore?
How clear the water is, huh?
Amazing.
That looks awesome.
Maybe watch the crevice from up there as the tide comes in.
This is a high one. Look at this.
Yeah. It's going all the way up in the crevice. So the ground can be deceptive. It looks like it's fine, but then if you saw, I did slip. Luckily, my husband grabbed my backpack, kept my knee from going down to the ground. Right now, I'm on the very slippy part. All right, safety on the sand. Safety on the sand. And then we can chill right here and watch. And then we're gonna go over here and see there's a crevice where the water is coming in, but we can approach that from the sand. Look at this interesting divot.
This formation.
That looks cool. So to give you guys perspective, this random formation is just here in this sandstone.
Can you get a good shot of those raised areas and then with the holes in them from where you are?
Yep. And I'm gonna actually walk up onto this. That looks pretty dry and smooth. So you can see the crevices over here. Those are also tide pools. And then here we can watch the water coming in and out with the tide and the waves. The weather is absolutely perfect.
Perfect.
Perfect. Amanda, thank you.
So right now it's
Retro.
12:23 and it's 69 degrees.
69 degrees, 12:23, Pacific Ocean. Shorts and t-shirts. I guess this is why we have not moved from California, in spite of it being so expensive. Thank you for the gifts, you guys. Thank you for the likes. 15,000 likes already. Amazing. Great job, guys.
That's wonderful.
Great job, guys. Thank you. Pushing out to the FYF. So this will probably be posted on my other platforms as well. This is too beautiful to have a one-time. So this will be a replay. Look at that.
So the tide is coming up, my love. Do you want
It
to call
is.
it a day?
I think so. What time is it? Yeah, 12:24. We are going to go ahead and end the live. We got out of our house pretty quick this morning and didn't even eat, so we're going to go treat ourselves to a lovely lunch. You guys have a great day, and I will see you on live later on. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you had a great time.